We have fresh warnings now on a lights out situation.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by saying, call Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kordash. Double honors, Apostle Elders, Great Millstone, Real Teach, Well, Peace, Salutation to all my Akim, four corners of the earth, Shalom. To those Aquapolis and for learning, hey, this is Ray Craw from Wise Soul, Yahweh Shai Sanctified Ones, coming to you today with a little lesson. And Salaki, I'm on my daily walk, morning walk, and just felt like it was time to go ahead and put a little something up. So I'm a little palsy when I talk or when I speak. So Salakia. I'm a little breathing a little heavy. So Salakia for that. Okay. But hey, look, we gotta really be ready. Gotta be ready for what's coming. Because, there's a lot going on in this world. There's a lot going on with the system. There's a lot of things that's been done in the darkness that we don't, understand or know. Well, the masses don't understand and know that's happening. But if you're of Israel, of Yasharala, you know, right? You're in the know, no matter what your situation is, no matter your money status, your whatever you are. But if you know Yahweh Shemal Shai, then you know what's going down. Okay. Uh, just right quick before I start this video, uh, I'm gonna do another video, brief it right quick. I know that, but anyway, we'll brief it. Is there's been a lot of laws has been being shut down for Jake. We all know about the DEI. Uh, they done roll back. They're trying to trying to roll back to segregation, which hey, we Yashala, we know we like hell yeah, because we need to be separated, right? We're supposed to be set apart. To be holy is to be set apart, set away from the wicked. The scriptures say that we're not supposed to put uh, uh, the heathens over us, to rule over us. We're not supposed to do that. So for us, we understand, no, that's a blessing. But for you so-called Negroes that depend on Egypt, it's gonna be your curse, right? It's gonna be the worst thing for you. Where we don't give a shit, me and the men of the Lord, because we're not supposed to be under this devil anyway, right? So that's all signs that the Lord is on his way, right? That's telling us that Yahweh Shema Shai is getting ready to come back and and take over and free us out of the grips of this bondage of slavery, right? Satan is about to lose his grip, which is losing it, right? It's but so that's a blessing, right? But first thing before all that happened, and them other bills they repelled, uh, I forget the name of the bill. It's called I forget what it's called. For all them voters laws and shit, they trying to, especially in the South, they trying to make it where they can push Jake. I'm gonna do a video on it. They can push Jake um further north from the South. They want to just make the South fully Republican, and they want to redistrict everything, and make it all Edomites, where they can push Edomites uh, out of the Congress and different shit. But I'm gonna go deeper into that. But the point of me saying that right now is that the video I'm about to put up now is, woe is coming to the earth. Woe is coming to you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. And the whole world, the whole earth is about to be like a drunken rocking to and fro. Okay? But everything starts in increments. Nothing is done just bam. You know, yeah, you being the man, Lord, the hopeful elect, you want everything just to happen, to hit. But it don't work like that. All right. So I'm gonna play this video right quick. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read the scripture. Okay. My first scripture is, it's like for the first part, I just had to talk about it. If you know, you know, that's who I am. But this Revelation 8 and 13, and I observed, I heard an eagle flying overhead. Who's the eagle? Esau Edom, calling in a loud voice. Well, but we know Esau as the eagle because this is representation, right? But this is the representation of Satan falling. So this is angels calling out, woe, woe, woe to those who dwell on the earth, right? Because of the trumpet blast about to be sounded by the remaining three angels. So, you got to get ready, right? So, and I'm not saying that eagle is Esau because he's not, right? I'm saying no, that eagle is representing an angel warning the earth, the inhabitants of it, that, right, uh, this this current kingdom, the third war is upon you, right? The war is coming, okay? Because there's three woes, three destruction. The third war, right? And if you look over at what's going on in Ukraine and Russia, just a few days ago, they blew up a motherfucking. They've been blowing up, right? Multiple oil fields, oil refineries, depots, and supplies. They've been blowing that shit up in Russia, man. I mean, Russia's been having a hard time with Ukraine. Don't get me wrong, because the simple fact that they waited so long and they let America get them weapons in, you know, that's why he that one nigga said it, but which real life, he who hesitates is lost. You know, like anything in life, like you think about football or anything sport, if you hesitate to to act when you're supposed to hit, right? If you don't strike at the right time, in fighting, boxing, and MMA, if you miss your strike and you keep hesitating, you stand a chance to let the weaker opponent get you. And if he hits you, he can rock you. He may not be the better, or she may not be the better opponent, but just only because for whatever reason you had a hesitation, you get caught. And sometimes when you get caught, you get knocked out. Some people get knocked out because of hesitation. That's why I say he who hesitates is lost. Because sometimes that hesitation will take you down, you know. But that's where Russia is. Not saying Russia getting taken down, but I'm not saying that at all. But Russia has been getting rocked. Now Russia has been rocking Ukraine. Don't get it twisted. All right, Russia been tearing that shit up. But Ukraine is the little guy, and the little guy is making Russia bleed. So, and that's all because of the EU. You right? NATO, because not all the EU is actually helping Ukraine. A lot of it is, but it's majority of NATO is what's helping them. And due to that fact that's being done, they're being able to rock parts of Russia. So um, they're causing food shortages. They're causing um, uh, gas prices to go higher, and so these things, all these wars that's happening, they're causing different effects upon the earth, right? So you know, woe to the earth, right? So woe, woe, woe to those who dwell on the earth, right? The Lord didn't just say one part of the earth, one side of it, because not only is Babylon, aka America, going to be affected, the earth is going to go through, because this devil has so many, his arm is stretched so far in this earth. His philosophy is everywhere you go, that when he falls, as he's falling, everyone is going to take a big fall. Everyone gets a heavy hit. It's going to be a heavy blow to everyone's economy, right? Even somebody like China. That's why these places like China, they're not moving fast to go to straight to war with Babylon, because China is still tied into America's economy. It still feeds off of America. right? It still feeds off of this bitch, right? It made deals with this devil, and it feeds, and it's just she's still feeding China as no. We still get products from China. We're still everything you still find made in China, made in Taiwan, made in Japan, but the majority shit still made in China. So it's so even with her enemies, right? They all have they all have sucked in the breast of this devil, and it all has been in the bed, whether they liked it or not, whether if it was blew out or not. They all got in there with her, right? And for return for laying in the bed, she has given them the people, right? Because the commodity really is the people, and they're using the people for their gain. So China became China because the lust of the people of America for the want of things and wanted easy, fast, good, quick, and cheap, right? But now things are not so cheap anymore, right? All these things that was, you know, a house back in the day you can get for 20,000, car you can get, you know, 5,000, brand new off the motherfucking, line, assembly line, 5 racks. You get your whip. Things are not that cheap no more, right? You go to the store, you get a hamburger. I was looking real quick. I'm gonna get back on my point, but McDonald's back in the day was motherfucking what not like 90s, 95, I remember. But I happen to be seeing something up on there, and they say, yeah, you can get a motherfucking Whopper meal for like $1.99. I was like, oh damn, that's right, you could. Shit, I remember back when they had the 99-cent Whoppers. You know, I used to get a lot of them bitches. McDonald's, Burger King, they all had them deals, and you compared it to today's prices. The damn meal is $12, $14 for a meal that cost back in the day. It cost you less, sometimes less than $1. It cost even in the 90s, 95. Like I said, you can get a meal maybe $3, $2, 2.99 for the meal. You know, the 15-cent cheeseburger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like time is changing, right? And we gotta know what we heading into. That's why, the angels is letting this place know, whoa, whoa, woe into the earth. You know, higher prices with the same dollar never changed, but it costs that much more. Your food didn't get better; it got worse, really, because now they using all these different pesticides, all this different shit. They're putting all these different substances in your food. So your food didn't get better. You didn't get a super high class, better animal, and this animal is such, you know, it's such a hybrid that it's so natural, it's so you know, it gives you super energy. It does none of that, man. If anything, it fucking makes you fat as fuck, right? Fucking takes your libido down. Fucking take you, it just draws everything out of you, right? It doesn't do anything for you for the body. There's no nutrition, no nutrients for the soul, for the mind, it wears you out and wears you down. So you know that's that's what it is. You can't the dollar is no good, not because like I said everything is so much better. Eh, it's only because the dollar is that much more weaker, right? Because you're getting the same exact shit that our forefathers or well, our greats back in the 50s, 40s, and 60s, and you know 20s. You're getting the same shit, right? Back in the 60s when McDonald's was formed, you're getting the same fucking burger, but then again, you're getting a worse product because now they got all this shit mixed in there. See? So you're not even getting a better product, but you're paying more for it. Why? Because your dollar is weaker. Because your money, your currency is not the same strength as it was back in 1965. Okay, that's why they say that old wealth is great wealth, because back then to have $100,000 was like having, 500, $600,000, right? If you had a motherfucking half a million, you had motherfucking, 2 point something $1 million in today's currency, because the dollar was that much stronger back in the 60s, back in the 40s, right? So it took way less to purchase things than it does today, because your currency was better. Your currency was stronger. But your same currency is not that strong today. That shows you how weak your world, your society is, right? Then what they do, they propagate niggas up to say, yeah, nigga, nigga, this cost me, nigga. I got this Bentley because this Bentley so tight, so smooth. I got this, and this shit cost me 400, $500,000, right? I'm paid 400, 500. You fucking idiot. That's not a good sign, because, oh yeah, I can throw all my fucking money away on a fucking vehicle that if I'd have got that same vehicle back in the 60s, back in the motherfucking 70s, back in the motherfucking uh 40s and 20s, if you'd have got that same fucking vehicle, not because it's older, but because your dollar went that much further and your dollar was that much stronger, that same vehicle would have cost you $30,000. You get what I'm saying? There's a difference. You gotta think. There's a difference to what we do. See, it's not that times, oh, dude, well, we're in modern age, so everything. No, dumbass. Your dollar is weaker, right? It's not worth as much as it used to be. That's why you go to use economics, nigga. Go to the dollar store, right? Back in the day, we had the 99-cent store. No, sorry. We had the 1 cent penny candy store, right? We had the 5 cents. You had the 5 cent uh candies you can get. But you had the 1 cent. You could go get all these little candies for a fucking penny. You can buy, you know, hundreds of pieces of candy just for a fucking 100 pennies, man. Okay? That tells you now today you can no way in hell you can go anywhere on this earth. Well, in a Babylon, in aka America, you can't go nowhere here and buy anything for a fucking penny. It's not gonna happen. Why? Because your dollar is weaker. That's why they say they want to get rid of the penny. That was the point of getting rid of the coins, because the makes no sense, no difference, because your society is collapsing and your dollar is just weaker. So where you go to the dollar store back in the day, dollar store you can get shit for under $1, which should add up after taxes to $1. But now taxes on $1 is $1.50, $1.75. So it's your value is weaker, right? So yeah, so your Bentley gonna cost how much more money? You all these so-called elaborate, expensive luxury cars. Yeah, you're gonna pay so much more. Why? Because it's gonna take that much more of your currency to purchase said vehicle or a house, right? Remember, these houses were not about, oh, they're so great or so now, but these houses were built and you can get them for 20,000, right? 15. Hell, back in the 90s, I remember my old bird moved out to the burbs. Like shit, her spot cost her was it 35,000? Nice motherfucking house, and that was back in the fucking 90s. So yeah, no. So now you look, that same house now today is worth, oh, the value went up. No, ass, your dollar went down. You know, and they want to try to make it like, oh, no, your money is just the value of the property of the area is so high. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's a lie. The real truth is your money, your dollar is much weaker than what it was. That's why, like I said before, old money is that real money. because their value in their currencies still hold. So a person had money from there, like say $100 was like $500, right? Like you had $100 back in the day, yo, you could buy all kind of shit, right? I remember, even when I was younger, or you take $100 to the store, you come out with mad shit from the mall, back in the day. So, but you know, woe to the earth, woe to the earth and the inhabitants thereof, man, because this time is changing. This time has everything is getting worse. So the more expensive something costs, the worse your economy is getting, right? And dumbass niggas don't understand economics, and they think because they can afford all this expensive shit, that ain't the way it go. Go look at Philippines. Go look at Thailand. Go look at all these places where it costs much less to live, right? Because why? The American dollar is that much more stronger still, and that's the funny shit, right? In their economy, because their economy always has been weaker. Because why? Because their economy is a direct kin to America's economy. So their money is overly suppressed still by this devil, and our money here, when you go there, is still higher than theirs, and you can live great. You can live good, right? You can live really good. You can live like they lived back in the '60s, right? You can go to China and you can buy a car in China, and these luxury cars, you can get them for $30,000 in China. These fucking ultra lovely, beautiful fucking cars. So you got to wake up to what's really going on, and that's the problem with American people, right? They don't understand what's happening to them, and this really go back to the Edomites. They don't understand what there's happening into their society until it's too late. So you know, woe to this land. And this video might cut off. I might have to redo it because I'm talking. So Salakia for the long-windedness. But Isaiah 24:46. Okay, the earth mourns and withers, and that's what this place is doing. It's withering away, right? It's dying off. Okay, the world languishes and fades. The exalted of the earth waste away, and that's Esau, Edom, man, right? A and Jake, those that's exalted up, you're gonna waste away. Okay, the earth is defiled by its people. Okay, they have transgressed the laws. They have overstepped the decrees and broken the everlasting covenant. That's Yasharala, right? That's Israel, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Seminole Indian, speckled birds. Okay, therefore a curse has consumed the earth, and its inhabitants must bear the guilt. So there's going to be a heavy burden, that there's going to be a heavy guilt that come upon this land, that come upon the people. Okay, that when the shit hits the fan, that they're gonna be crushed, right? They're gonna feel just, it's going, the shit is gonna just be bad. So the Lord saying you gotta feel it, right? You're gonna get this heavy feeling of loss, suffering, pain, anguish. Uh, you're gonna just be down. You're gonna be beat. They lay in the dirt, old daughter of Babylon. You just gonna not want to get up. Your depression gonna be so heavy. Your anxiety gonna be so high. You gonna flip. Everything gonna be gone. Everything gonna be waxed away. But it comes in increments. It comes slowly, right? It doesn't come fast. They slowly but surely, steadily, they put this in. And they do this a little. This they do a little. That you get to 9/11s. You get to the Katrinas. You get all these different disasters that was man-made or that man did. Slow, just to see how the public reacts. You know, see how informed you are. See if you have seen past their wickedness, but you don't, because you're blinded, because you're too busy joined in You can't see it. Okay. So and its inhabitants must bear the guilt. The earth's dwellers, that's us. That means everybody, right? The earth dwellers, that's all of us, right? Have been burned, and only a few survive, and a few gonna be the elect. Okay, the 144 of Yasharala. Okay, so right here, so let me play this video, and then and if it cut off, I'll just continue from there. Yep, see, there you go. That's Satan always doing. Satan always up to his mojo. But it's all good. I got it right here.
At Email Tool Tester, we've used both Bravo and MailerLite in-house for a ton of.
We have fresh warnings now on a lights out situation. This time warning of a mammoth nationwide blackout that could specifically last 18 months. And they're saying that there's weaknesses in our grid, and we've known this for some time. But the former Federal Energy Regulatory Commission head, John Wellinghoff, says that he has seen for 2